Hey y'all, it's Dr. Shamanda. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things mental health, personal finance, and overall strategies to live your best life. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I am a licensed mental health and addictions therapist, and now, as of yesterday, a financial therapist candidate, certified financial therapy candidate. So I'm excited about that, and we'll talk about that in another video. But anyway, I have been in this field for almost 20 years, and I love, borderline obsessed with the intersection between money and mental health. That is my jam, literally. So I am actually on a 28-day challenge. So for the next, for all of February, my goal was to post a video about money education video. So a video addressing anything related to the intersection of money and mental health. And yeah, I am still a little bit under the weather, y'all. I'm coming out of it. I'm almost on the other side. Now, if you know, I have an autoimmune disease. So y'all know I take this medicine and it lowers my immune system. So it's fighting. I think I would have been over this cold already. But I had to take my injection. But anyway, it's a whole nother story. Anyway, today's topic is no one talks about this part of entrepreneurship. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're self-employed, if you're someone who's looking or seeking to go into entrepreneurship, there's definitely the mental piece associated with that, specifically around the money part of it, right? And so that's what I want to talk about today. Now, I am talking about this as someone who's transitioning into full-time entrepreneurship as of next week, the end of next week. So I'm literally 1 week and a day away from fully being free, completely free. And I don't want y'all to think that I'm delusional. I think that, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people might be like, girl, do you know what you about to do? Like, do you know what you're getting yourself into? Yes, y'all, I know. Trust me. I've been here before. I've done this before. I have been an entrepreneur before, and I always found myself going back to corporate America or, W-2 job, but that's not my thing no more. So I do want to talk about what, some of the things to consider, right, on this journey for those of us who are on this journey. So let's talk about it. All right, number one is like looking at the illusion versus reality. Now, there are so many entrepreneurs, and I'm not going to do air quotes, but you know what I mean, on social media. We see it every day. People who truly glamorize, make sure y'all can hear me, glamorize entrepreneurship. They make it seem like it's just so easy, and like, you just create this digital download and you make $100,000 just off this digital product, right? Or, it's just all about having this time freedom. Now you can, instead of clocking in at this 9 to 5 and sitting in the office, now you can just fly all over the world and all that. And then the whole time we over here looking like, well, how you pay your mortgage that month? Because I'm trying to understand. Because why this ain't working for me? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's be for real. Right? This whole be your own boss culture. And it started about 5-6 years ago. You know what I mean? And I know for a lot of women, specifically us millennials, like, we really got into that whole boss lady mode. Boss lady. Like, even though we had our 9 to 5s, we had our careers, we still had us a side hustle, side business. And it was just part of the thing. And I think a lot of us was like, yeah, I'm good. And over the last couple years, it's been more like, nah, you know what, let me do both. And now, slowly but surely, I see people transitioning back to like, nah, you know what, nah, because y'all can just lay us off at any time. We're going to do our own thing. You know what I mean? We're going to use these skills to do our own thing. And, and then some of us are just laid off. So there's no option but to do your own business. And then, of course, we can have this dopamine hit from quitting. Just being able to just drop everything and just leave. But, of course, there's some responsibilities around that and some things we want to put in place. So, all right, number 2 is that the mental shift, right? So, no boss equals not having that accountability system. So, you got to be ready to hold yourself accountable. There's no manager checking over, supervisor checking over your work, making sure you turned in your documentation that day or that week. There's no one making you get up on time to meet your clients, to do your sessions or whatever it is that you do, right? There's no one there's no one. You are the one. You are it, right? Also, like, not having a paycheck could obviously lead to like some internal pressure or some money anxiety, because you don't know when your next, you know what I'm saying? You don't know when your next paycheck is coming. Yes, you know, you might have a lot of clients lined up. You have, okay, this person's coming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, and they're locked in, but something could happen. People could cancel. People could say, change their mind. And so you have to be aware of that and know that that's part of that mental shift of basically rolling with the unknowns, right? And then, of course, like I already kind of said, you have to create your own discipline. Hold yourself accountable. And there's no one overseeing you. You are literally your own boss. But that's not always like a positive thing for some people, because sometimes some people need that. But I will say, you know, on the positive side, because it's not necessarily a bad thing, you can always surround yourself with other entrepreneurs, which for me personally, I'm in a business training group right now with other private practice therapists. And I love it, because at any time I can always post something in the community and be like, hey, you know, I'm dealing with this or X, Y, and Z. And we have, you know, weekly calls together with our mentors. And like, you know, just have that accountability. And you want to have that if you're going to branch out and be your own boss or branch out into entrepreneurship. All right. The third thing is looking at the financial pressures, right? Having that emergency fund, y'all know I don't like using that term, but that's what most people call it. Have that emergency fund or that freedom fund, whatever you call it, is so important, because you're going to need something to kind of fall back on. You also still need to plan for retirement, right? Because it's still happening, even just because you know, stop the job and you don't have that 401k that's with the automatic contributions, still plan for retirement. Speaking of that, I did a video recently or yesterday about how I'm using a solo 401k. I just opened my account, so once my job is completely done, I will be transitioning or transferring those funds to my solo 401k under my business name. So that feels really good. So I'm still retiring, you know, planning for my retirement. You also want to manage your cash flow, right? Know what's coming in, know your expenses, know your income, and and make sure like you have some retirement accounts set up. Like I told you, check out that video that I posted yesterday. All right, the last thing I wanted to talk about is like the growth piece of it, right? Entrepreneurship forces us to master emotional regulation. You got to be able to handle that anxiety, those ups and downs, the dips, the setbacks, all that. I just saw somebody on Instagram, this lady post, and she was just talking about the cons or the struggles and pressures of entrepreneurship and how so many people don't talk about it. It looks so glamorous, but people don't really talk about the negatives and the hard part of it. And she was just being very transparent about it and how she really just wanted to shut her whole business down. And I definitely appreciated that. Having a sense of self-awareness, you need to know what your pros and cons are, like, or your strengths and weaknesses are, right? Like, there's some things you can do really well and some things you're going to have to delegate out. Let's be for real, right? I'm definitely excited to hire my first virtual assistant, someone who can schedule stuff for me, you know, all that kind of stuff, editors, all that, but that's coming, right? You have to be a strategic thinker. You need to be able to think, okay, where am I trying to take my business? What do I need to put in place to make these things happen? And just have long-term discipline and know that you're playing a long game. This is your business. This is your livelihood. This is how you eat. This is how you take care of yourself and your kids. This is how you build wealth. Like, this is a long game. Like, you're finally free. Like, nobody's controlling you. Nobody's telling you when to come, to clock in. Nothing. You are finally free. And that's a great thing. But it also comes with the requirement that you put in this work. So it's not this, oh, I'm finally free and now I'm just winging it, whatever. Like, no, you got to get up and show up for yourself. So these are the things that nobody talks about when it comes to entrepreneurship. Like, I think it's glamorized, sometimes overhyped, but it's not something that we cannot do. The corporations, they doing it. We can do it on a very small level, right? And maybe it'll grow into something big. But we'll just take it for what we got right now. Anyway, I hope you like this video. If you do, like, comment, subscribe, share. And if you're looking for a coach or anything like that, check out my website and book a call with me, a consultation. I'm happy to support you. And if you want to join my membership, check that out as well. All right, I'll see you guys for day 20 tomorrow. Bye.